everybody, it's Lacey Thompson. I'm the attorney out of the Columbia office, and today I want to talk about what attorneys can do as far as dismissing a case. And as far as dismissing a case, defense attorneys don't have the power to do that. No matter what the case is, a defense attorney can never say, oh, your case is dismissed. It's just not possible. As far as how a case gets dismissed, that is up to a prosecutor, which in some cases the prosecutor is a law enforcement agent, officer, if it's a magistrate court, or a judge. A judge can dismiss a case. And of course, if you go to a jury trial, a jury can find somebody not guilty, which is the equivalent of a dismissal, that you are not guilty of that crime. So defense attorneys, we can never dismiss a case. It's not up to us. That is a power that we do not have. We can ask a prosecutor to dismiss a case. We can give a prosecutor reasons a case should be dismissed, but ultimately in those cases, that is up to them to decide whether or not to do so. We can't force them to. The other option, like I said, in asking a judge to dismiss a case, if a judge dismisses a case, it has to be based on a violation of procedures, rules, missing discovery, stuff like that. A judge cannot, based on a motion, step in and decide fact to dismiss a case. So I can't take facts in front of a judge and say, you know, my client's right, these are the facts, and because of that, you should dismiss this case. It doesn't work that way. That's not within their power, and that's not within my power to make that request. What defense attorneys can do is we can make motions to dismiss a case for failure to comply with Brady, which means turning over the evidence in the case. We can file a motion to dismiss because our clients are immune under the stand your ground laws. So procedural violations, immunity, if that comes up in a case, we can make a motion and ask a judge to dismiss a case based on procedural violations. I know an attorney, Melinda Knowles, she just got a case dismissed last year because judge had set a deadline for when discovery should be turned over, and the prosecutor did not turn that discovery over by that deadline, and so the judge did dismiss that case. So I have seen dismissals that way. We can move for a dismissal based on a speedy trial violation. That's a whole nother video, how we define that. It's probably not defined in how you would like it in watching this video, but that would be a constitutional violation. We can make motions to dismiss, but like I said, that's not on us. That's us asking a judge to dismiss it. It's presenting why the case should be dismissed under those statutes, under those laws and rules, and why it should be dismissed procedurally. Again, that's procedural. It's not fact-based. So those are the ways cases can be dismissed by the prosecutor and the judge. Of course, if it's not dismissed, if this is a question of fact, he said, she said, one party is lying, one party's telling the truth, there's no way to just, oh, my client's automatically telling the truth and this case should be dismissed. That's hard. It's hard to prove. Facts like that are made for a jury, or if you opt not for a jury trial, it'd be up to a judge then to, you know, decide the facts of the case if you waive that jury trial. But as far as questions of fact, that's up to a jury. Credibility of witnesses, that's up to the jury most of the time. There's many times I believe my clients and the prosecutors believe the alleged victims. And that's what juries are for, is to step in and decide, you know, who they find credible, where, and if a crime occurred based on the fact gathering. So just a little snippet about dismissing it, and because, you know, that's one of the things, clients want guarantees that a case is going to be dismissed. We can't ethically guarantee that ever in any case, and it's because we don't have that power. That is reserved for the prosecutor in the case or a judge if we make a motion and have grounds for it. So, sirens in the background. But if you have questions, if you have a pending case and you want to talk to us about it, questions about if there are procedural grounds for a motion to dismiss, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to talk to you.